I think we are getting there. The usual waiting game. All right, bud. We should be good. We should be good. It's still spinning, waiting. Okay. We look like we are live on YouTube Live.
Very good.
I hear you too. That's just good. We had some minor setbacks with these new updates,
Yes.
but I can see and hear you.
Mm-hmm. And it was not any of our faults because both of us are fairly adept at computers, especially
Very
you
much.
on a Mac. Yeah,
very much.
Absolutely.
Very much.
It's not. It ain't us.
No, it's not us. All right, Sal. If we are ready, if you're ready, we'll jump in.
I am ready.
Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Cobra Kai. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Sal Rodriguez.
All right, Sal. We are back with season 5 of Cobra Kai.
Oh my God. I can't believe it.
It's
I can't believe we're actually here. You know, it's one of those things where you finally make it to your destination.
Yeah.
You're like, here we are. Here we are.
What do we do? Oh, yeah. We got to do
where do we go? Where do we go?
Do our recaps. Well, this is season 5, Sal. Let's go back in time, the Wayback Machine. And we started this whole journey with season 1. Season 2 was under the radar, right? I lured you into this mad idea of Let's Talk Cobra Kai.
Yes.
And here we are. After season 2, I had a feeling it had a good run in front of it, and we're still in the midst of it. But I didn't foresee season 3 and 4 and 5 and becoming this ginormous hit in America and beyond the world, and Netflix embracing it. It's just incredible to be here with you.
And not just a hit, Jason. Sure, it's a hit, but it's been a journey. It's been a journey for everyone, especially you and me.
Yeah, I can't believe it. And I was just looking at some numbers because I like numbers. And we have to date, before tonight, done 120 episodes of Let's Talk Cobra Kai.
Wow. I lose track and I can't believe it.
That is amazing.
120. Feat. Wow.
And we're coming up on 200 for Just Curious shows, Just Curious Media shows all together. Mm-hmm. But of course, we started with this show. We've done the most episodes, but that's quite a few, man. So I am super excited to be lined up and ready with you in sync for the next 10, which will be covering season 5 of Cobra Kai. And we're starting tonight with episode 1.
I'm big time excited and I am ready to rock and roll.
Rock and roll. But before we do, a word from our sponsor.
I'm ready.
Support for Let's Talk Cobra Kai is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming and offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. And with this exclusive offer, you'll get
20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code cobrakai at manscaped.com.
Yes, indeed. So, as everyone knows, Cobra Kai is brought to you by Netflix. Mm-hmm. And this episode, along with all others, was released on September 9th, 2022, which that was a change up for us, Sal. We were expecting January, and I'm literally just getting settled in this new home and living in certain components and parts of the house as we do renovations. But hey, we are here, buddy. We persevere.
I want our listeners to know, I was like, Jason, you're busy, man. You're moving in. Let's just wait a while. And you're like, no. You got to get it out there.
Waiting 1 week is killing me. It's like, we got to get in studio. Mm-hmm. And my new studio is actually being constructed. So I'll be in there in maybe a month or so. Super excited. But I'm just excited to be here with you for our viewers and our listeners.
Yeah, I'm all set and I'm ready. And it's like a reset to me. It's like, I love our special episodes. And I'm proud of the fact that our show, Let's Talk Cobra Kai, we go down these rabbit holes that no other show goes down.
Sometimes we get stuck.
We're all over the damn place. But when we come back, it's sort of like a reset for me.
Yeah.
So here's where we are. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is the actual show analysis of the seasons.
Yes. And this is season 5, episode 1, Long, Long Way from Home. The rating is 8.4 on IMDb. Pretty darn good, I gotta say.
Good, yeah.
Very, very good. The synopsis for this episode is Daniel's new ally turned housemate tests Amanda's patience. Miguel searches for his father in Mexico, Terry starts to transform Cobra Kai.
Hmm.
Says it all. That's it. That's all we got. That's our analysis. So let's jump into our scene by scene breakdown, Sal.
Oh, season 5, episode 1. Yes.
Oh my gosh. So we start with this state-of-the-art Cobra Kai commercial, Sal. And it's incredible.
Yeah.
I gotta say. It's like footage from All Valley, a quick shout out to Tori, who is the All Valley champ, female champ, first ever.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about that on-camera shout out.
Oh yeah, it was a really interesting video, done in a long commercial, very expensive for Terry Silver, but he's got the bucks. And it reminds me a little bit of Rocky IV as well, when you're seeing Ivan Drago training, because they're like hitting bags and seeing percentage signs. They're really tapping into some of that, which I love.
Yeah, they are high tech.
And then you see Century. It's like on the mats that they're punching and kicking. I know that brand. They're out of Oklahoma, actually, and they're well known in the martial arts world. Oh, yeah. And if you go to centurymartialarts.com, there's a whole special Cobra Kai section now. They're selling swag on the merch on their website.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Check that out. I went on there today. I was like, I know Century very well. They used to have gis that I would buy. But anyway, I love that. Quick shout out to Century. And then as we end this commercial, we learn that the Encino Dojo is the flagship dojo for Cobra Kai, Sal. What do you think? This thing is like next level. We weren't even thinking this in Karate Kid Part 3. I mean, this took it to a whole new stratosphere.
It just now hit me, like, why Encino? Was he trying to rub that in Daniel's face?
Right across the street from LaRusso Auto Group.
Imagine, right across the street. That would be hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was a really good scene. And you saw how big the dojo, this flagship, is. There's lots of new students. Everyone has black gis, black belts now. There's Kenny. Kyler's got a whole new hairdo. Yes. It's a well-oiled machine. And what little
juice
time.
Bar.
They've got a juice bar, Sal. I mean, you're a gym guy. Going and working in, you got a juice bar. You got something.
I like juice bars. They don't usually last. If you pay attention, they don't usually last. They're eventually going to shut down the juice bar most places.
That's a sign.
But I like them. I do like them.
Well, you also know that Silver is like firmly in control of Cobra Kai now. Like Kreese jail, and he's come in and his master plan is in motion, Sal.
Yeah,
which is amazing to see. And then we cut to a man swimming in a pool. And Sal, did you see this coming?
No, of course, right away you're assuming it's Daniel. It's obviously Daniel's house.
LaRusso's house, yeah.
In Encino, yeah. And so you assume it's Daniel, but if you look closer, no.
Well, Sal, who is it?
It's Chosen.
And how does he swim?
He swims in the nude, which, by the way, anyone who's ever swam in the nude, I mean, there's no going back, really. It feels so good to swim in the nude.
Well, he swims in the nude during the day, and Amanda is startled to see all of Chosen as he gets out of the pool, and he's unaffected, Sal.
No,
he's not bashful at all.
He did not seem concerned at all. And shout out to Seinfeld. He just got out of a pool.
Yeah, no shrinkage.
Yeah, he was cool with it.
Arno, speaking of shrinkage.
Oh, no. That means Chosen can have shrinkage and still be cool.
He can afford shrinkage.
Exactly.
Maybe the pool's heated, though. Okay, George was, we don't know.
That's true.
We don't know. So Chosen is living with them. For those who don't remember, Chosen showed up at the end of season 4. He is living with them in this, a reality, at least in this time and space. And Amanda's not happy and tells not to Chosen. She tells Daniel.
Yeah.
And she, she's saying he could be naked at the YMCA and swim elsewhere. And so I was thinking, I don't think Chosen could do this at the YMCA either. I just don't think nude swimming is something you can do at the Y or anywhere else it's public.
No, the only thing you could do is maybe get into be in the sauna nude if it's not a co-ed.
Yeah, it has to. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I agree with that. But Daniel is really concerned. I mean, he was afraid of Kreese. I think he's terrified of Silver because of the history. Right?
No, I was just going to say, I mean, that brings to mind in a scene or two from now, we're going to see what Daniel does. Daniel does something that surprises me based on what his plans are.
Yes.
Right. He still has the plan to take down Terry Silver.
Exactly. You think he's going to hang it up here. They lost All Valley. You move on. But at the end of the season 4, Chosen shows up because he realizes in these hands that Cobra Kai could be more dangerous than ever.
Yeah.
And he's worried.
And also, Jason, don't honor a commitment to men who have none. Right.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's now trying to convince Amanda, like, I know the stuff with Johnny, sure. And then there was the Kreese, sure. But now he's trying to convince her, no, I really got to go after Silver. I mean, this is the way. This
time is different. This time is different, Amanda.
She is like, no, the tournament's over. This is crazy. I want to have Mai Tais by the pool this time. This is nuts. Yeah. And speaking of Mai Tais, Sal, are you a fan of Mai Tais?
I do enjoy Mai Tais. I mean, actually, as I've gotten older, I prefer, a whiskey neat.
Yes.
A McKellen 18 a la Daniel.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'll take a Mai Tai by the pool. Absolutely.
The last time I had a Mai Tai was in Hawaii, actually. And it was, that's kind of where you have a Mai Tai. And that's been a while. I'm not a big Mai Tai guy, but maybe I should try just, an homage to tip of the cap to this show.
Well, when you're in the right environment, but he's by a pool with a luau shirt, right?
Yeah.
That's, you got to have the whole environment. And this is one of the photos from the teaser photos right here, where he's holding the Mai Tais. Yeah,
we did see that. So hey, that's a teaser. You're getting ahead, but I like it. So now we cut to Mexico and this town. Do you want to pronounce this town for us?
Is it Suta?
Yeah, I think it's Suta. I think that's
right. Is that pronounced correctly?
And Miguel,
I should know this, by the way.
Yeah, I was just trying to throw you a bone there. So layup.
My dad was probably from there. I should go chase my dad.
Just go with it. Let's go. Let's follow you on your journey. Well, Miguel is searching for his dad, and Sal, not 2 minutes after getting off the bus, he is getting scammed when asking for directions. And I gotta ask, Sal, have you ever been a part of such a shakedown on either side?
I was almost, I don't know. It was a weird situation. Stop me if I ever told you this, but I went to Mexico with my sister. Okay. I went to Mexico with my sister and her older friends. I was very young. I was about 12.
Okay.
And they all went to surfing and so forth. So I'm hanging out with them. We're at a restaurant. At one point, I think I went to the car to get the camera. I said, I'm gonna go get the camera, go out to the car. As I'm grabbing the camera and walking back to the restaurant, I'm surrounded by kids my age. So I'm about 12. I'm surrounded by kids my age.
Which is scary.
Yeah, we were in Rosarito Beach.
Rosarito. Okay.
And this is where it gets weird. I'm surrounded by these boys my age. I'm thinking I'm going to get jumped. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to get jumped. They're going to steal my camera, right? They started hugging me and kissing me. What? That's a true story. It's the strangest thing that ever happened to me. And I broke free. I ran back to the restaurant, told my sister and her friends. Of course, they died laughing. In hindsight, it's funny. I was not harmed.
How many were there?
5 or 6, about 5 or 6.
Hugging and kissing.
Yeah, it was the strangest thing.
Any photos of this?
No, but every time I tell that story, I always just say to myself, strangest thing. Don't have any explanation for it.
Yeah, I'll take that over probably punching and kicking.
And there you go. I will take that over being punched and kicked. Absolutely.
Wow. Well, Miguel was not so lucky. Not a lot of hugging and kissing. These surfer punks, the main guy from Australia, the great accent, great look as well. Yeah. And they have this system down, Sal. It's like, oh, hey, pal, let me, of course, Miguel has no signal. He wants to get directions, and they got a map, and X marks the spot, and they have this thing in motion. And do you want to describe how this shakedown went?
This is where they do, he does a fake map, or no, it's not a fake map.
No, he's got a map out.
Yeah, he's got a map. He tells them where to go, right? And then he charges you for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. He extorts money basically,
and
then his buddy steals your bag.
I'll pay for that. I'll pay for
information, right? But then Miguel, his buddy stole your bag, and then he has to buy the bag back from the other guy.
And then they basically give him a little bit of money back, but what's he gonna do? These are 4 big guys. Miguel's not even in the mood to fight. He's just like, hey guys, you speak English, and then he just knows he's the heel. He's been had, and he's just embarrassed, right? So, way to start your journey in Mexico.
Unfortunately, I feel like Miguel, like if this were Robbie in that very scenario, Robbie, I feel like would have a little more of a sixth sense about him.
Yeah, street smart.
I feel like Robbie's a little more street smart than Miguel.
Robbie was on the streets for a while.
Yeah. Miguel is a little bit too trusting, maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think Robbie would have fallen.
Carmen protected him from a lot of that stuff, you know, shielded him from some of that stuff. Doesn't even know his father yet. But yeah, that's how it begins, and his quest to. But he's not, you know, he pays his fine. He's not off of his course. He doesn't deviate from his plan. He's going to go off just broke now.
Sure.
Broker.
Oh, they left him some money. They left him some
just
money.
a little bit. So now Johnny leaves a Mexican store with a Cinderella shirt on, which I really like, Sal, looking pretty cool. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm hearing a Spanish version of Poison's track Unskinny Pop. Is that what that was? Because I was
trying to figure that out. No, I was trying to figure that out. I think that's what it was. Yep. That was.
How does it go? How does the normal English version go, Sal?
Skinny pop, 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 right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Very good. Yeah, great sequence there. And he comes out, and Sal, he's got Mexican Cokes, Mexican candy, and Mexican cell phones.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to say what?
I love this. This line is so hilarious.
Funny.
I just picked up this badass cell phone. It's got 60 minutos on it. That's like 300 American minutes. Hilarious.
The writer's room was doubled over. Who came up with that one? That is gold.
Well, with the conversion rate, it makes sense, right?
That was so funny. Yeah,
I did love that. And then he has a little chihuahua with a sombrero on it. Yeah. All the typical stereotypical stuff. It was fantastic.
Robbie's like, yeah, they're just Cokes. It's not a Mexican Coke.
Yeah, in Mexico, they don't call them Cokes. Mexican Cokes.
Yeah. And then, Sal, there's gift number 2, which is
FBI shirts. And FBI stands for Female Body Inspectors. And this is a throwback to my 6th grade class.
Oh my gosh.
That's when that's when it came out for me. That's when this idea of female body inspectors and guys running around, kids running around saying that they are in the FBI. I was in the 6th grade when that happened.
I too was in the 6th grade. I learned that joke, and it was a knee slapper for me. I'm 11 years old. So then one day, I'll never forget this, in civics class. They're like, write up a question, you know, and then you'll ask the class the question, you'll know the answer. So I'm like, I wrote FBI, and I had it already written out. Like I was going to do the real FBI, you know, Federal Bureau of Investigations. But I'm like, no, I'm going to throw a change up, that new joke I just heard on the bus. So I wrote female body inspectors. Needless to say, my civics teacher did not find it funny, and it was like straight to the principal's office.
Oh, really? You got in trouble,
so
huh?
I got a little scolding, a little talking to with my joke. So forever I see this, I'm like, I cringe a little bit. I got to know the audience. So I should have known the crowd, and I got busted. So.
Well, back then you only got in trouble. Today you would be completely canceled if you did that.
Totally. So now Johnny and Robbie are working together and are in hot pursuit, which is and determined to track down Miguel. And so I love this. I love seeing these two guys working together.
I don't think we've seen this before, have we?
Not to this level. I mean, at one point in time, he stayed with Johnny. Robbie did for a beat, and then it got crazy, you know. But this is like, it's nice. They're coming together, kind of like when we saw Johnny and Daniel working together, the Tango and Cash days. This is really great stuff. And together to go find Miguel. Now, Robbie doesn't know everything yet, but I'm liking this direction.
I think sort of a common theme every time we speak to fans of the show about what do you hope for in the next season. Everybody says we want Daniel and Johnny to finally settle all differences and just be on the same team. I think I could speak for everyone when I say we want all the reconciliation to happen among everybody. We want everybody to lay down the baggage and be friends.
Spoiler alert, keep watching this season. Sorry. I don't know anything. I'm watching one of it. No. Yes, I agree with you, Sal. You are speaking for all of us when you say that, for sure.
So yeah, I would love to see a reconciliation with, or at least a peace, an olive branch with Robbie and Miguel, for sure.
Yeah. So now we're Miyagi-Do, and Daniel addresses the students with a shout out to Eli, the All Valley champ, boy champ, male champ, which is great.
Not exactly a television commercial shout out.
Not exactly a television commercial. But Sal, he's shutting down Miyagi-Do as agreed upon with the Kreese Silver Pact that they all made, and Johnny's part of that. And it's just sad to see.
No, see, Jason, this is where I got confused because the end of last season, he's making that vow in front of Miyagi's tombstone.
I know. Yep.
About,
he's
he's not going to honor. Yeah, yep. Chosen's there. And this is the route that he's taken. And then Chosen's still there, ready by his side. Why is he shutting down Miyagi, though? I don't know why Daniel's doing this.
I'll tell you. To protect the students. They have an X on their, mark on their back, X on their back. As said in the previous scene, X marks the spot. He wants to protect them from any retaliation that Silver could do to the students, while Daniel and Chosen go off and play, renegade cop, and they go after Silver. So I think it's just that, and it's hopefully just for a short while, but it's so hard to see happen.
Yeah, very hard to see happen. But now, yeah, that makes sense. I'll let him off the hook then for that reason.
Slide.
Yeah, I'll let that slide. Okay, so I understand. He wants to protect the kids. They are all kids. I forget.
They are, exactly. They're kids.
Because the actors are not kids, but the characters are kids.
Yes.
So yeah, I got to remember that.
So I'm going to test your Spanish again.
Uh-oh.
We show up at a bar, this next scene, Miguel. And what is the name of the bar?
Castillo Escondido.
Now that's pretty good, Sal.
I'm trying to work on it.
This bar is located at
137 Avenue Santurce.
And that is the address that the guys, the surfer punks, he was looking for, and they X marks the spot, and that was the real address. And Miguel's going.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. That's not Atlanta, is it?
No.
Are we in Atlanta here?
I just took this from the show. I don't know if this address is a real address in Mexico. Or in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know.
If they use Georgia to fake LA,
I don't think
what are they using to fake Mexico?
I don't think they would have done that. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's the studio. It's right there. So Miguel's going to this bar because he believes his father, Hector Salazar, could be here in this very bar, Sal.
Why does he think that? Did we learn why he thinks he's there?
Well, it's kind of leading in. He got a tip, and so here he goes. Miguel's like kind of like Daniel, gets just focused, laser focus, and nothing will get in his way. Mm-hmm. And his plan, though, Sal, doesn't really unfold the way he had envisioned.
You see a room like that, this like it's a back room of a bar, right?
Yeah, he enters a bar and then he's got to go to the back room, and
there's guys playing poker there or something.
It's a rough crowd back there, by the way.
It's one of those rooms where you're like, I should not go in there.
Yeah, he's brave, and he's called brave in this scene. He goes in here and he confronts more or less a gang leader who's got goons all around him.
Seems to be, yeah.
And he's just this kid, innocent, backpack. He just got, taken for a bunch of money by 4 other people. And he has to bust out some karate, some martial arts here to defend himself. And I really like the wrist grab he does on this guy, Pueblo, or, whatever. And so he defends himself, still thinking it's his father, but not for a moment do I think that's his dad.
No. I didn't think that either. I mean, in the teaser trailer, there's a trailer that kind of alludes or teases that
it's here. Yeah. He's a bad guy. We know he's a bad guy, but he's not this bad guy. Yeah. He's not bad like this, like sinister bad, at least.
Well, you know what it is? He's not obvious bad,
he's not obvious bad. Exactly. So we find out it's not his father. The guy takes mercy on him because he really takes this guy, kicks him in the knee. He sees he's brave. He's outmanned, and he lets Miguel retreat and get out of there. And a lot of Spanish flying around like this idiot. What's he thinking? He was lucky to get out of there. I got to say that could have gone south in a hurry. You're in Mexico. Who's going to know? Who's going to see what happened to you?
You know what can also happen? I think we've seen enough news stories to know that not only is what he's doing dangerous, he may not come back. If they don't kill you or kick your ass or rob you, recruit you and make you become one of them.
There you go.
All they have to do is take your passport. They take your passport. They do this all over the world. Take someone's passport, they're stuck.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. And he also mentions that Carmen and Rosa, the town they grew up in Ecuador. Go ahead and say that name.
Guayaquil?
Guayaquil? You're on a roll.
Right? I don't know if I have that right.
Let's go with that. Yeah, it was just mentioned like, hey, my mom, Carmen, and so the guy's giving him gruff, but it was interesting to learn a little bit more about them. And, he was kind of feeling it out, but none of those names register with this guy.
No.
And so he was
I didn't know any Carmen. He said, I didn't know any Carmen Diaz. No.
Yeah. He's like, she sounds hot though. He's kind of messing with him. So that ends the scene. He escapes with his life and his backpack, and no more money stolen. And now we're in the Eagle Fang van, which has gone south of the border. And we learn Johnny's big plan. It includes asking if anyone saw Miguel at the bus stop, and maybe, just maybe, Sal, checking the Mexican phone book.
Yeah.
Robbie hates this plan.
No,
and
because it's a horrible plan.
First of all, it's a terrible plan. But what does he add to this great plan of Johnny's?
Robbie says, might as well put Miguel's face on a milk carton. And Johnny says, they still do that?
Yeah, he thinks that's a great idea. Let's do that. Miguel's been missing for just a few days, or not even, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of funny exchange. Yeah, Robbie's like, that's your big plan. He just doesn't have much of a plan, but at least he's showing initiative, action, and he's going. Yeah. In the face of danger, Johnny is also very, very brave. Nothing ever scares him.
He's proven that. Yeah.
But during this exchange, they begin to just bond even more so. And Johnny tells Robbie he can go home on the bus if he wants, right? The next stop, he can go home and he can just leave. It's no big deal. He wants him to stay, but it's okay if you go home.
Sure.
And things kind of get back on track. Robbie's taking this in like, my dad's trying, he's not perfect, but he's trying. He's there for me. And he's actually showing, love and concern for Miguel as well. But out of nowhere, Sal, just like a movie or, just unexpectedly happens. Boom. What happens?
Jason, I swear, I just saw a movie last night where the driver was talking to the passenger and then
looking at the passenger.
Yeah. You got to keep your eyes on the road wherever you are.
And so,
Johnny nearly hits the other vehicle, and then the van comes to does it hit it? It doesn't hit anything, but it comes to a screeching halt, and there's a flat tire.
Yeah, the van is just it's put together with duct tape at this point in time.
And by the
Robbie
way,
had this car, and Johnny has this car. It's been running the ground. Sorry, go on.
No. I was gonna start delivering a spoiler, and I shut up.
Yeah, slow down on the spoilers. We go one episode at a time.
I gotta be careful.
We go one scene at a time.
Well, because like I said, I would love to watch an episode, do a podcast. Watch an episode, do a podcast. That's what I'd love to do, so that I could literally be on episode 1 and be in the dark about episode 2. I would like to be in the dark. I would, but here we are.
So now we're at LaRusso's house, the LaRusso house, and Daniel shows Chosen Silver on TV. Must have DVR'd this commercial or something. And he shares what they need to do to him exactly, which is
cut the head off the snake,
which leads Chosen to take it more literal as he pulls out the size that Samantha also knows. And there's a funny exchange here.
Yeah, Daniel says, hey, whoa, no. I didn't mean literally cut his head off. And Chosen said, they are not for cutting. They are for blocking and stabbing and clawing and gouging.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Don't kill or cut the head off, but just do those things, Chosen. I love it.
Well, hang on. I got to hand it to Daniel for showing restraint, because if Chosen wants to go, let him.
Yeah.
If he wants to do it.
I mean, Kreese was going to the death not that long ago, and who's to say Silver wouldn't? So yeah, exactly.
And you know what
these guys aren't to be messed with.
If Chosen were to, at this point, stab Terry Silver, he would merely add him to his correction.
So Daniel really is determined not to kill Silver, but to expose him for the crook he is.
Yeah,
because he knows. Right. He doesn't even know everything, but he knows enough. He's been around enough. The guy's a bad guy, sinister guy. And Sal, Chosen wants to meet Terry Silver. I love that. Take me to Terry Silver.
Yeah, nice.
I love it. I'm loving Chosen, Sal. I love that he's come back to the show. And now I have forgotten how much I despised him.
Sure.
In the Karate Kid Part 2. And now he's becoming one of my favorite characters on the show. Like, only this show can do this to me.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, I've forgotten about all that too. I'm on his team. He's on our team. Yeah. Chosen is a good guy now.
Absolutely.
Who would have known? Who would have known?
Not even Chosen would have known.
He wouldn't have known. Sato. Imagine if Sato were alive.
Sato would be so proud. So proud. But he was proud of him. And
Chosen, so proud of you, Chosen. Proud of you.
He said that off camera. We didn't see it when the Chosen took over the whole Miyagi-Do. So now we're at LaRusso Dojo. This is you also call it what was your name for it? Miyagi West, or you had some other name for it, but it's Encino Miyagi. But it's LaRusso Dojo. It's been there since season 1.
Yes.
And Sam is training, and Sam and Sal, she is obsessed with the loss to Tori and is literally replaying it on her laptop over and over, how she lost the fight. Just, going in deep on just obsessing, like replaying it in her mind. And while that's going on, Miguel calls, snaps her out of it, but that doesn't go well.
No, because, he needs support, but she also needs support. So it's one of those things like, and believe me, anybody that's been in a relationship, I think, has been in this exact scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Where you need them at the very moment they need you. So it can be a little awkward.
It can be. And she's upset for his disappearance. They're worried about him, right? And also, he left during the middle of the All Valley. He could have waited to the end of All Valley.
He could have waited a few hours.
I got that bus and I got that ticket. I got to go. So yeah, there's a lot of resentment, and so how does this phone call end? How does Sam end this phone call, Sal?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time a young lady has hung up on a young man.
No,
I know it's happened to me. It's happened to me.
She hangs up, but when that happens, Miguel's focus shifts and he spots who could be Hector.
Yeah, because he hears somebody call this guy Hector. And by the way, at this very moment, this guy's dumping some garbage into the trash can.
Yep.
So he's not doing anything highfalutin.
No. So maybe the hang up was serendipitous. It was like, hey, okay. Oh, he heard the name and he's got a new target. Not the guy at the bar. So now Robbie and Johnny and Robbie fix the flat tire and talk about the past. Like how Johnny and Daniel went searching for Robbie. Things he didn't know, Sal.
Oh, he didn't know about the fight?
He didn't know about the mechanic fight, those guys in the, ridiculous. He didn't know any of this stuff, which was a great sequence and a great bonding experience for Johnny and Daniel. And then Johnny calls Carmen to check in, who shares that Miguel is alive and well, courtesy of Sam, of course, who just hung up on Miguel. But she did tell Carmen that she got a hold of him and he's okay. So this is good. It kind of, lowers the concern right now. He's okay. And we're on, we're going to get him. We're going to get him, Carmen. So
he is alive. He is alive.
Yeah. So now we're back at the Cobra Kai dojo and Daniel and Chosen are on a stakeout. And so did you ever see the movie Stakeout with Richard Dreyfuss and Emilio Estevez?
I never saw that movie. No.
What? They even made a sequel, Stakeout 2.
I know. I heard of it, but I've never seen it. Is it good?
You know what? I can't say it holds up because I haven't seen it in about 20 years, but at the time, I loved it. Really? So I probably have to revisit that to see if it belongs on Let's Talk Movies and maybe bring you on if it is. But anyway, I had to ask.
No, what's funny is I couldn't really imagine. Like, to me, that's sort of an odd choice of co-stars, Richard Dreyfuss and Emilio Estevez. But okay, I'll give it a watch.
Well, they were hot in the 80s, and, there's a love interest. There's a lot of things going on. It's funny, but it's like a buddy picture, which I like a good buddy picture, right? Sure. When they made them.
I'll check it out. So
now Chosen. So they're sitting in the car looking in. They're seeing all these new students come in. Like, look at this. This place is blowing up, right? It's like a 24-hour fitness or an Equinox or something. Like, it's just being flooded with people going in. And then Chosen, through the window from the car, sees Silver and studies his fighting style. And he spots it immediately. And there's concern because he recognizes it as a style taught by
Kim Sun Young,
who is mentioned by Terry Silver in The Karate Kid Part 3.
What a great flashback.
A great fight. He walks into the Miyagi-Do garden and he throws that name out right then and there. And then Daniel was like, that person's real? I thought it was a made up name because everything else he said was a lie, like Cruz is dead and this, that, and the other. So I love that this show goes back and does these connections. Oh my gosh. It's rich of history. I just love it.
I always love that scene too with Terry Silver where he
Yeah.
approaches, because I think for me, it was that very scene which really showed me what a horrible person
Oh, I
Terry
know.
Silver is. It was that very scene.
Yeah, he was terrible. I thought he had other things to do. He's running this huge business, but he's got to go he's got time to go torture a teenager and trick and an older person who's doing nothing wrong in the world.
Sure.
This guy is despicable. Him and Kreese, though, maybe worse than Kreese, I would say.
Well, I think by now
even
we've learned,
more worse. Yeah, even worse.
I think, wait, let me second guess myself. Yeah, I think Terry Silver's worse than Kreese. I do.
Top dog. So now we're at the LaRusso dojo. This conversation continues to the dojo. I like that. This kind of jump cut us to the dojo, and they're in gis, bowing in and sharing. And Chosen talks about Kim Sun-young, how he taught American soldiers martial arts during the Korean War and was a master of Tang Soo Do. But Sal, that's not what he taught.
I guess he sort of did like an evil version of it. Is that what
exactly? Exactly. And he demonstrates on Daniel. He's like, let me show you. And what does he do?
Chosen demonstrates on Daniel. He takes him down. Doesn't he have his hand on his neck?
Yeah, grabs his neck. Yeah, and then just slams him.
Well, because he did something that Floyd Mayweather once got in trouble for, where you touch gloves, and as soon as you touch gloves, Floyd went in for a hit and I think knocked the guy out. So in this instance, you bow, and as soon as you bow, you're not expecting as soon as you bow to show respect that your opponent's going to go in for the kill.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what we see here. It's like I said, a style based on deception, no honor, no mercy.
Yeah, and that was the early slogan for Cobra Kai, but they changed it.
Yeah. Deception,
no honor, no mercy. We got to work on that. So that's exactly what it is. They're going to pull no punches. If you think something's coming, it's something else. It's always devious. And then Chosen goes on to share what? In a way to capture Silver.
To catch Serpent, you must think like Serpent. We will use his style against him.
Love it.
I like that. I'm a fan of that. I am.
Chosen is filling this void that we've had during the whole show, which is Miyagi. And he is coming from the homeland. He now runs and takes care of Miyagi-Do. And for all intents and purposes, he is the lineage to Mr. Miyagi through Sato, his uncle, and they, all the way back to the teacher, Mr. Miyagi's father. So he is representing him with his voice, his cadence. And now he talks like him, and these little like dungeon master like to call it, little proverbs and such. And I freaking love it. I'm a sucker for it, Sal.
Well, except unlike Miyagi, Chosen's
he's got a little more
gouge
humor.
You in the eyeball with a side.
Yeah, he's a little more loose cannon. Yeah, he's still Chosen. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to trick Miyagi where Chosen can get wound up and like we're going to cut his head off, but in a comical way, and it really works. I really want to go back and watch Karate Kid Part 2 again just to see if he was always a little bit that. Yeah, he was jokey, but he was always such a prick. You couldn't look past it. Yeah. But I didn't know his character really. So yeah. So anyway, I love this. And now we're back to Miguel, and he's following Hector through an outdoor market and notices what, Sal?
He notices this Hector guy has a woman with him and a little boy of, what'd you say, about 4 maybe?
Yeah,
4 or 5?
4, 5, 6.
6. Yeah, small young boy.
Yeah.
He sees them walking around, and that might be tough, because if you think that's your dad.
If you think that's your dad,
then you see a woman, you can go, okay, well, obviously he's not with my mother, obviously. But then you see this little boy, you're like, it's one of those things where the actors in the audience of the play, like, that should be me up there.
Exactly.
One of those moments.
Yeah, I didn't have this scene. Did we ever go to the market? I mean, maybe I was young. Yeah, a lot going on there.
He never played soccer with me ever.
Well, then the son, Hector's son, who we think it's his son, his soccer ball rolls to Miguel because he's got a little soccer ball, and it kind of, he's a young kid, rolls to him perfectly. And Miguel does his best Daniel impression from Karate Kid. I'm messing with him a little bit, quick juggle, quick flip up, and gives it back. And there's a nice exchange. And you can
he tries
see,
to talk to little boy. He asks the little boy's name. Little boy was kind of shy, though.
Oh, he's very shy.
Maybe
don't talk to strangers.
Yeah,
absolutely. There you go. I believe there's a song about that. But
don't talk to strangers.
Don't talk to strangers. Yeah, Rick Springfield, man. I had the record.
Nice. I don't remember.
So
you're dating yourself talking about records.
Hello. And Miguel's mind is racing, as we just talked about. Like, there's a lot going on, even when he's connecting with is this my brother? Is this my brother-in-law? What is going on here? My stepbrother? A lot spinning. And now we're back to Johnny and Robbie, and they make it into town finally. The car's working, tires on, and Johnny buys Robbie a bus ticket and goes to look for Miguel. So basically, like, hey, sorry, here's your ticket. But I'm trying. I got to do this. Sure. It's really nice. It goes off. But of course, Sal, he is approached by the exact same surfer punks, because someone said, yeah, they think that he was talking to these guys over here. Mm-hmm. And he's going right into the trap, the belly of the beast. And what happens?
I got to hand it to this Australian guy, because something about the Australian accent is kind of disarming, I think, because whenever we hear Australian, Crocodile Dundee,
Paul
Steve
Hogan.
Irwin, Steve Irwin, Olivia Newton-John, rest in peace. All these good, pleasant, good folk,
Yeah.
Thor. And so you're not expecting that some guy's just going to try to jack you.
Absolutely.
With an Aussie accent.
Yeah. Road Warrior.
Yeah. Yes.
Mad Max. So a great fight sequence ensues. And it's not just Johnny. Well, he goes over there and they do their whole, thing. The exact same thing they did to Miguel. But he doesn't have a backpack like Miguel. Miguel takes his backpack off for whatever reason, sets it down. Well, they start fishing through Johnny's pocket, pickpocketer. He catches them, grabs his hand. Not a good idea. It's on.
Yeah.
And he threatens the big guy, the Australian, like, I'll stick that surfboard. Where's he going to stick it, Sal?
He's, I'll stick that surfboard so far up your ass, your friends will be riding you.
Surfing you.
Surfing you.
So
riding would be different. Surfing would be different.
Whatever that means, Johnny, but I like it. I like the call. So it's on. He's fighting these four guys, and one guy comes up from behind to put this noose around him and
that's next level.
Choke him out. And Robbie comes flying in with a kick.
Nice.
Hits the guy. It's father and son duo at work, Sal. It's fantastic. A great fight sequence.
We've never seen this, right?
Never seen this. These two.
Nice.
He breaks the surfboard in half. Doesn't follow through on his threat. But
thankfully, it is a family show.
Family show, and knocks him out with it. So he should have taken Miguel's money back, but he didn't know Miguel lost money. So
he doesn't know that. Yeah.
So great stuff. Love it. And Miguel. Back to Miguel. He's continuing to follow.
I guess the boy is trying to
lost it again.
Yeah, this boy needs some lessons. The ball goes into the street. He goes to grab the ball, and then he nearly gets hit. A car comes, does not stop or slow down.
Yeah,
it seems
it's a piece of guy from the next Karate Kid.
Miguel goes in, saves the boy, grabs him, puts him back on the sidewalk. Literally saves this boy's life.
Unbelievable. Yeah, saves him. Thank goodness he was stalking them. Right. Thank goodness. This kid, we don't know if he would have been killed, but he's going to get hit. And that's very, very sad and scary. But we do learn that this is Hector.
Wow.
Played by Luis Roberto Guzman.
Oh.
I don't know the actor. He was in a show, Narcos, which I do know that show, know of the show, but I hadn't watched it. But fantastic job. But this, again, I'm going to never make calls again, because every time I make a call for this show, it doesn't come true. I had other actors in mind.
Oh, yes.
I named plenty of them. I had three in my, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole anymore. It wasn't them, Sal. It was Guzman, who does a fabulous job. So great. And he's overwhelmed with joy to see that Miguel saves his son and invites Miguel over that night for dinner.
Yeah, and that would be sort of a traditional
exactly
thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Somebody does something fantastic for you and your family, a wonderful favor, saves a life. Yeah. You invite them to your home.
Us dinner. Americans would say, can I pay you anything? Do you need, they want to give you some monetary reward.
Yeah.
But somewhere else, say, come over for dinner. We'll break bread with you. You're part of the family now.
Yeah, you're right.
Very different.
That's an international thing to do. Not
can I Venmo you? How much for the kid?
That kid was worth at least a couple hundred. Let me Venmo you.
Okay. No, it's Sal Rodriguez with the underscore. Okay. Yeah, who knows, man? But I like this. I like this style, and of course, it plays into everything, right? It's perfect for the show. And Miguel, he's just like, "Whoa, oh, okay, great." And he's also broke, Sal. He's got a couple bones in his pocket. So
Yeah, because we
now,
don't know what was it. We don't know
yep.
what was he planning to do? Was he planning to like get a cheap motel or something?
Yeah, what was his long-term plan here? Is him and Johnny they're not well thought out plans. He better find Hector fast because he's going to be out of money.
Yeah.
Now, Johnny and Robbie share a Karate Kid Part 2 moment here, Sal. And I mean, when Mr. Miyagi and Daniel are on the shore. Now, listen, the scene from Karate Kid Part 2 was much sadder. Mr. Miyagi's father had just passed.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful scene. They're looking at the ocean. There's a palm tree there. This has hints of that.
Sure. But
it's not the same. But it just kind of reminded me of it. And I'm sure same with the showrunners. And they take in this scene. They had just, teamed up and knocked out these 4 guys, bested them all. And they're having a father and son moment, and also kind of licking their wounds with their bottles of either beer or soda on their eyes because they took a couple shots. And we've never seen these two closer, Sal. Never.
No. So this is one of those times where you're like, please just keep it here.
Yeah,
please
exactly.
Please keep it there. We don't need another blow up in the next episode. We don't need it.
And then, of course, Robbie ends it with X marks the spot. Right, Dad? And that was, of course, X marks the spot, was what the Australian guy used for Miguel and him, because Robbie shares the fact that he's staying, not going home. He's in it to win it. He's with Johnny on this quest to find Miguel. And it's fantastic.
I think, well, also, it's one of those things where Robbie wants to go home, right? But at the same time, he may learn in that little fighting sequence, my dad maybe needs me.
Yeah,
my dad needs me in this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm needed. I'm wanted. I'm staying.
Because
yes, he wants to go see Tori, but she'll be there. He wants to take, this moment in time that they're having.
We don't know what would have happened if Robbie hadn't have jumped in when Robbie. We don't know for certain that Johnny would have been able to take on all those guys.
Yeah, to fend them off the whole time. Maybe not. So that's the end of the episode. No, there's a montage.
Yes.
And a beautiful montage to end this first episode, Long, Long Way from Home. And in this montage, we have Terry Silver doing a beautiful crease type voiceover monologue. And while that's going on, I'll give the beats, and then I want you to deliver Silver's amazing speech. So we see Daniel locking up Miyagi-Do, covering up the sign with a tarp. Johnny and Robbie riding in the Eagle Fang van, having Mexican treats, like Robbie sharing, bonding, wonderful stuff. Miguel having dinner with Hector and his family. Amanda goes to the pool and sees Daniel with Mai Tais.
There we go.
Poolside.
That's it.
Yeah, you were jumping the gun there, pal. It's the tail end. And it's great. So he's listening to Amanda, fulfilling or giving her needs. And then Silver addresses his new students. Well, he's doing this the whole time, but we cut to Silver, who's addressing all these new students. And we see different gi, Sal. We see a gi from cutting edge karate, crunch karate, which we've seen in all valleys. And then we see a student from Locust Valley Karate Club, which is also the dojo from one Daryl Vidal.
Nice. But wait a second. That wasn't Daryl Vidal standing there.
It was not Daryl Vidal.
Okay.
Wish it was. It wasn't. And then he stops in front of a new recruit. We'll leave it there. And please give us your best Terry Silver.
I would love an awesome ponytail, first of all. I need a ponytail.
Love it.
Today is a turning point at Cobra Kai. Our competition has closed up shop, and the Valley now looks to us to lead the way. We have a long road ahead. This is just the beginning. Right now, we're strangers, but I can tell you, we won't be strangers for long. This is the start of something special. For everyone else, it's summer vacation. But for us, the real work is about to begin. Cobra Kai now has more students than ever before. That means we'll need more senseis. I'm going to ask you to do more than what's expected, which means I'm going to pay more than what's expected. But first, you must prove yourself in the way of the fist. It's time to see if you're worthy. welcome to Cobra Kai.
Wow.
Woo!
Great job. And when he says this last part, he is standing and looking straight ahead at Chosen.
I love that. I love that so much.
Oh my
God. When the camera finds his face, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God. And then, of course, the burn-in, Cobra Kai. It's back, baby. Season 5, episode 1. And it's like, of course, Sal, I immediately watched episode 2 because you get that cliffhanger. What if we had to wait a week for the next episode? It would have been too much. Like, that is such a great ending. And like, I had to know what was going to happen. Chosen has infiltrated Cobra Kai to be on the inside, to pull the Trojan horse method. I love it. I love this plan. I can't wait to see where it goes.
You know, didn't I forecast something in a previous season? I could have sworn I talked about somebody infiltrating a dojo and being a spy. I know I said something about that. Well, anyway, here we are. And yes, I love the concept. I love that whole spy infiltrating idea.
I'm going to toot your own horn. In season 2, you predicted Terry Silver and Chosen will come back. They'll be big play. No. Just kidding.
No, I'm thinking you're serious.
So I would have been blown away had you called all those things. Amazing stuff here, folks.
Yeah, really great episode.
Great setup for an amazing season to come. And I'm just so happy we've made that next step together. Anything else, Sal, before we wrap up and move on down the road to the next episode?
No, I just want to say this was a really exciting episode, which made you thirst for more. There's no way, even if you're not a fan of binging, and always for the record, I'm not the biggest fan of binging, you want to see the next episode.
Can't
after
stop.
This.
Can't
you
stop.
have to. You have to see the next episode.
That's all I got, my friend. So let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
So unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
And get 20% off and free shipping with the code cobrakai at manscaped.com.
So thank you so much for listening. And please be sure to subscribe to the Let's Talk Cobra Kai podcast, as well as the Let's Talk Cobra Kai YouTube live channel. You can also really help us by giving this show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts.
And for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, send us a direct message, or post a comment on any Let's Talk Cobra Kai social media platform.
If you're a dedicated listener or viewer of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, please consider supporting the show on Patreon. We also highly recommend checking out our other podcast and visiting justcuriousmedia.com.
No mercy.
Woo! Great job.
Yeah.